If I only could make a deal with God. Get him to change our places. I'll run up that hill.
Whatever you do, don't slam the door.
Whatever you do, don't slam the fucking door, yeah.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Geekdom Movies. We have 2 reviews for you today. One's a movie and one is a show. Can you guess which? We're going to have a discussion about Stranger Things here in a second, and then we're going to jump into the new Lightyear movie. First, we wanted to answer a few of your fan questions that you sent in, emails, and on our YouTube comments. What have you got for us, Fahad?
I think there's a lot that just got dropped this week. We got Obi-Wan, we got Miss Marvel, we got Stranger Things new season. You just texted me Umbrella Academy season 3 just dropped.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course we had Jurassic World come out and Buzz Lightyear like literally a week apart. So I'm not gonna get to all of them, but I'll try to do at least the top 3. First one, big question is, why is Jurassic World Dominion killing at the box office and Buzz Lightyear bombed and Jurassic World was number 1 again? I think the biggest reason we have that going as to why Jurassic World is doing so good is, as a fan, I'm not a huge fan of the Jurassic World movies, but you did have these set up between Chris Pratt, what's the redhead chick's name? Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, that's it.
Bryce Dallas Howard, and they've had a really good relationship building. And when that trailer dropped, you gotta remember when that trailer dropped with the OG Jurassic Park characters, those views were as good as the first day of Force Awakens when they first dropped. When you saw Han Solo in episode 7, I mean, the Disney movies aren't that good, but the word of mouth and that hype to bring, it's nostalgia, right?
Yeah, okay, so we have that contrasted with the OG cast in Jurassic Park, or you can go see not Tim Allen be Buzz Lightyear,
which we'll get to also, yeah. But that, and it's the finale, and honestly, it's me and George side. I hate IMAX 3D. I didn't even know I bought tickets for IMAX 3D, and I was like, this is gonna suck. And then I was like, whoa, the 3D looks actually really good compared to, I mean. Maybe for you it didn't, but for me, I was like, it made a difference.
I liked the movie. I didn't
really care about the 3D.
Honestly, half the time I had my glasses halfway off, anyways.
I
couldn't see my drinks, my popcorn. I don't like that.
No, that makes sense. I just know
It's too
that
dark.
most of the time, the 3D glasses don't do much for me. But this time, I just noticed a difference. I think they actually shot it with 3D cameras. I think that.
Did they?
I think so. It looks less blurry.
The only time I had a good 3D experience was Avatar. Seeing Avatar.
And they showed the Avatar trailer in 3D.
That sounds cool.
That sucks because that trailer looked way better in 3D than the movie did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was flying next to me. I just kept going like this when the Avatar.
Gosh,
It was funny.
Yeah.
I was staring over at Fahad during that trailer, and he's like,
that was so.
he was trying to touch it with someone.
I was like, I'm trying to grab it because it was looking so good and bright and colorful.
It's like, I want to touch the blue beyond.
Yeah,
I mean, seeing the first Avatar movie in 3D was one of those unforgettable, life-changing moments where you're like, I'm experiencing technology as it happens in real time.
Yep, you got it. It was awesome, yeah. And so, no surprise, Jurassic World is just cleaning up at the box office. Same thing with Top Gun, Maverick, just breaking both movies are breaking records.
What year is it?
Exactly.
What year are we?
Even with Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story came out in the 90s too.
Jurassic World, Buzz Lightyear, Stranger Things music is all 90s stuff.
That's true.
It's set in the 80s. I am all for the 80s, 90s nostalgia. Bring it back.
Hey man, they got the 40, 50-year-olds back in the movie theater in the last 3 years. That's what Top Gun and Jurassic World did.
Yeah.
It brought those people that didn't really want to go to the movies anymore after COVID, and they brought it back, and they're reliving their childhood. They probably grew up when those movies came out.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear, okay, there's a lot to talk about Buzz Lightyear. First of all, I'm not gonna say too much on the controversy. I don't care.
Yeah,
there is a 10-second scene where 2 women in the movie kiss.
On the
Like,
cheap.
It was not even a 10-second.
it was not a
thing.
10-second, but the amount of controversy and hate against Buzz Lightyear is absolutely ridiculous.
So most of the people that are going to hate it and not take their kids to see it have not seen it. They've only looked at what the media is saying about
whatever
it, right?
whatever their religious, conservative, this is of the devil. I'm sure that's what's happening. You know,
Yeah.
like their gay people shouldn't be in Disney movies. The kids don't need to see that.
They are boycotting the idea of Disney being woke, and I sympathize. I understand why people don't want to put their money behind something that they don't believe in and they don't support, or they're just maybe they do support it, but they're not ready to have that conversation with their little kids yet. Like I understand why people won't go see this movie, and there's other things in theaters right now that they can go take their kids to see, like Jurassic World, but at the same time, I think it's hypocritical and weird to hate something that you have not seen,
or
you don't even understand what you're hating or why you're hating it.
I just think it's very strange to be like, I don't want my kids to know gay people exist. It's such a weird concept to me. Like, you know, a princess kisses a frog, and you know, he becomes Prince Charming.
Yeah, that's true.
Beauty and the Beast, there's all, you know, whatever.
There's so
but
much
this is the line.
bestiality. No.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
like,
yeah, and there was nothing. I think that people that are boycotting this movie think that there's so much more in it than there is. Like, there was not anything else in this movie that was that woke.
Yeah.
Other than the 2-second scene that goes by very quickly.
And honestly, that character who is gay in the movie has such a good, like, she was the one that made me cry in the movie.
Me too. There's more to her than
just
being gay is not her main
no,
character trait.
not even a little bit.
No.
Yeah. So, like, I'm just telling you guys, we'll do the Buzz Lightyear review later. It's not that big of a deal, but
Oh yeah.
if you're set on, like, I don't want this stuff in my movie, I guess don't watch it. And the last but not least, I think the other big reason is people want Tim Allen to do the voice of Buzz Lightyear.
I miss Tim Allen, yeah.
I miss Tim Allen too, but I think people forget what character Tim Allen portrayed in the Toy Story movies. He played a character, and I know this because I remember even as a kid, I thought this was profound when I saw it, like, back in 1995 or whenever the movie came out. He plays a character who thinks he's Buzz Lightyear, the hero, but then Woody has to break his little heart and tell him he's a toy.
That's true, yeah.
His arc is so good in that movie, because he has to learn to accept the fact that he's not the real Buzz. It's like if somebody was like, Shannon, you're not the real Shannon. The real Shannon over there exists. You're just a copy, right? Like, something like that. That's what Tim Allen portrayed in the movie.
Yeah.
That's the character arc that was so profound. Why would you want to go against everything those movies set up for Tim Allen's Buzz Lightyear by telling him, like, no, he's also the real Buzz Lightyear? That makes no sense to me. It just, having Captain America do the voice of, like, Buzz Lightyear from the movie version that Andy saw, which I have a little bit of inconsistencies with,
yeah.
but we're not going to go into that right now. I'm just saying, like, that's a dumb reason. That's all, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Do you guys have anything to add to that before we move on?
We just watched the old Buzz Lightyear cartoon from the
You
90s.
did. I saw like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It was interesting though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's it. And the last but not least, like, Stranger Things has broken every single record.
Oh, it's so good.
It is the most watched TV show now, probably in the history of Netflix.
Yeah.
With Squid Games being number 2 now, which makes
Nobody
sense to
cares
me.
about Squid Games
I
anymore.
don't know why it's so popular. I didn't even finish it or try.
No,
I watched the first
it's not
episode. I'm like,
great.
no, I'm not good. I'm good. But you know, like, Stranger.
That's interesting.
You know, I'll say more about Stranger Things, but it is cool that it broke all the records. Shannon, how about you you just lead us the way?
For Stranger Things?
Yeah, thank you guys for the questions.
boy.
Hopefully we helped you understand what's going on, all the controversy and what's going on in Hollywood realm and box office.
Well, got into a huge fight about Stranger Things with my boyfriend. So, you know how sometimes when there's like a really profound, important movie, like a big Pixar movie or something, you and I and George will say, do not talk to me. Do not look at me. I don't want you anywhere near me while I watch this movie, even though we're in the same theater, right? So that's what Stranger Things is to me, like, I've been waiting for this to come out for 3 years. There's 3 years between the last season and this new season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you know, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm so excited to watch this new season. And so when we sat down to watch TV, he was like, put on the new season. And I was like, no, you haven't seen the first 3 seasons. There's no way. Like, I'm not spoiling season 4 for you.
I can't even imagine watching that show after skipping the first. It would make zero sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is gonna ruin my experience. Like, I cannot have somebody brand new to the show start on season, what is it, 4?
Yeah.
Season 4. Yeah, I can't have you start on season 4. Like, there's no way. Like, this is not. And he's like, well, I don't mind. And I'm like, no, I mind. So we got into a fight because he was not happy about that, and he thought I was just trying to blow him off. And I was like, no, we can watch any other show, but you have to watch the first 3 seasons before you're allowed to start season 4. Because it would have ruined my experience. I've been waiting for this show for 3 years.
So did he watch the first 3 seasons then?
No, but he doesn't have time. He's busy. But
that's fine.
Yeah, no. So I think he's gonna start watching it soon. But
I mean, there's no hurry. I mean, you can take. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about TV shows is
watch them when you can watch them.
yeah, like I've taken breaks between TV shows and come back even 6 months later and picked up where I left off, because that's what Netflix and Disney Plus does. It pauses and lets you remember where you're at in the show or movie, and then when you come back, you're just starting off right where you. Even if it's a while, you don't have to try to rewind or find where you left off.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, so, you know, I much.
I say traumatizer.
No, it's too much for anybody to just walk in and not have the context of these shows.
Yeah.
There was even parts where I, like, turned my eyes away because I was like, wow, I don't even want to see that. But, that being said, oh my gosh, can we talk about Sadie Sink? She did such a good job.
Wait, who's
Sadie Sink, the redhead that played.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, okay. Also, Steve Harrington. There's a lot of stars of this season, but
well, everyone's such a top-notch like actor, and even the kids. You forget. Can I just say, like, Will is the weakest part of the show. Will
needs a overhaul and a new haircut.
Yeah,
new haircut
something needs to happen by the next season.
Just kill him off. That's what I say.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry.
He was so good though.
He had one
in the first
scene
season.
in the first season where they were trying to rescue him. Other than that, he's kind of been wasted.
He needs.
I think there's some work behind the scenes here. Like,
I do too.
We'll get into it in spoilers, but I'll kind of dive into like my thoughts and opinions of Will once that happens.
The show is too good to just have a forgotten character.
I think that they have plans.
I do too. Yeah. But he does need a haircut immediately.
Oh my gosh, yes. But I like that was the bowl cut was a thing back then.
It was. My brothers had bowl cuts.
Growing up, I had that too, and even though I was like, you know, late '90s, so it wasn't.
It's a problem when he's the only one with that haircut, though.
Yeah.
It's just weird because nobody else looks like that.
Everybody else, you know. Well, take it in perspective though. Everybody else in it, like you have to remember, everybody else in it was. They were supposed to have been portrayed as like, you know, keeping up with the times, which at that point you're getting closer to the 90s.
Yeah.
At that point, and everybody else is getting the haircuts that are normal for it, and most of the other main characters at least have curly hair, or else they're girls.
Oh.
So like, you know, there's very few straight-haired characters in it.
That makes sense. I can see
guys at least.
Yeah, because Steve has his hair all the way up, like really gelled up, right? Or whatever he does.
I want them to give Will like the '90s Leonardo DiCaprio haircut, that like kind of swoops down in front.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That would look better on him.
Yeah, it's just something. I mean, again, it's a very. I'm literally picking at something that is not that big of an issue. It's not. It's really not.
But yeah, so. I just loved everything about this season. Steve Harrington and Nancy need to get together soon.
Can't believe that's Uma Thurman's and Ethan Hawke's daughter. Good Lord.
Robin, yeah.
Oh
Robin is great.
Gosh, I'm like, once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. You're like, she looks more like Uma Thurman in my opinion.
Dustin's so good, and then like
Dustin's always been
his
good,
little girlfriend.
Dustin's turned into a stud.
He's adorable back at like when he was on Broadway when he was like 4 or 5 years old. He was
really?
Adorable. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's a talented little kid. Like
well, they all are.
They all are.
Every time he goes, amazing. Besides Will.
Yeah.
Which I will stop saying. Even the guy who's like high as a kite. I don't know his name.
Yeah, he's so funny.
He was an awesome character.
What was his name? Argyle.
Argyle, or the Robert Downey Jr. lookalike, young Robert Downey Jr. kid.
Oh yeah.
I don't know his name. What's his name?
Either.
He's the Dungeons and Dragons master.
Oh,
master class guy. Oh my God! Does he look?
He was good.
If you watch Robert Downey Jr. on those like high
he
school
looks
or
very similar to
I'm
him.
like, did you guys clone Did you guys clone Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, like everyone is just so good in this show. I even like these weird police officers who were like guarding the kids. I liked the guy who's like Help 11.
Although I
underground in that base or whatever.
Only thing I gotta say about that, they did not act like 90s or 80s cops. 80s and 90s cops are much different than that. They were not that nice.
You hang out with a lot of cops in the 90s?
Oh, my dad was.
Oh, your dad was a cop. Okay, interesting.
But 80s and 90s cops weren't that nice.
There was no like huge political movement against them, so they had a lot more freedom. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, they were just.
Well, they're FBI. You gotta remember, they're not cops.
No, they're
none of the bodyguards in the house. They were bodyguards.
I wasn't talking about that.
I was talking about.
I was talking about the people who were actually, like the sheriff,
the town sheriff. Okay.
The sheriff,
okay.
The police officers. Yeah, no, that's who I was talking about. They didn't act.
That was
kind of. I feel like that was the flop of the acting. Was in their portrayal of how they were.
That makes sense.
But
I was a kid right during the grunge era of the 90s. So like that's my nostalgia. Like I was never I wasn't old enough to be grunge during the grunge era.
Yeah.
But all my cousins were, and all my I remember the grunge, and like Darlene on Roseanne was like the leader of the movement, and just seeing like Sadie Sink go into the grunge era, I was like, yes, I love it. Like the moody teenage girl that just like hates everyone and like has no life and sits with their headphones on, like so relatable. I just loved it.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Oh yeah,
I think this show, every episode felt, before I've said it like, oh, it feels like a movie. No, they go on their side adventures.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of like Gandalf's like trying to like help Aragorn and fight the army, and he's coming back. You got Gimli, Aragorn, and Legolas.
Yep.
You got the hobbits trying to get to Mordor. They're like all kind of separated.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and they have no idea what's going on between each character. Like they haven't met up yet, so they don't really know what's taking place as you're watching. And like, you're watching different journeys take place.
You see occasional things in the distance, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're kind of around each other, but not really. They're kind of separated. Mm-hmm. And like this is what Stranger Things. Every single group has their main storyline, and every single storyline, just like Lord of the Rings, has a very important story to tell. Yeah. You've got like the mom and the guy going to Alaska.
So good.
Oh my God! I know Black Belt.
So good in
that kid.
Series.
That was okay when you had texted me, because you had texted me about that. You're like, why are they doing anything with this? I'm like, just wait. You're gonna love it. It's worth the wait.
Crazy Russian that kidnaps
like he has this adventure with the mom.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to get, what's his name, the main sheriff guy out.
Hopper.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out a way.
They get a clue.
They get a clue, and they're in Alaska trying to figure out if Hopper's really alive and how to help him. Then like you got 11 who's underground, and like she's trying to
wait. Spoilers.
That's not spoiler. That was in the trailer.
Spoilers.
No, that was in the trailer.
That was in the trailer.
Yes.
I don't remember.
The first thing you see is
I was pretty sure that was like, it seemed like it was throwback.
No, if you watch the teaser, the first trailer that dropped for Stranger Things 4, or the second one, I can't remember exactly. It was 11. It's like they show her as a little girl, then they show her age now, and she's right back in that room, and you're like, oh. But like you got that going on, and I won't go into detail about what happens there, but it's cool. And of course you got the kids in the town of the main town from Indiana. Where are they? Wisconsin? I have no idea. Ohio?
I think
Michigan?
Hawkins, Indiana. Yeah.
It could be Ohio. It feels like an Ohio vibe.
It does, doesn't it? But I think it's Indiana.
It's
you're right.
Indiana. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they have their all the stuff is going on there, and you get to see like what is happening. Then you get to go to LA and all that. Like all of it is just so good and so well told. And I like when it ended, I was just angry that it ended, because I was just like, are you freaking, because I thought this season didn't split into two. I thought this was it, and at the end they were gonna resolve it. So when it ended, I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Reveal cliffhanger.
Right. But then I learned that they're dropping July 4th weekend, the second part of the next season. So I was like, "Oh, I'm fine." I thought you had to wait another 3 years. I'm like, "No!" That's the only thing I was mad about. But then
I'm supposed to go on vacation. Then that's gonna be. How am I gonna watch it?
You're not.
I know, that's my problem too. I'm going to be camping July 4th, and all I'm going to
You guys are going to see all the spoilers when you get back.
I can't go.
You gotta turn off Facebook.
You know what?
You gotta cut everything off.
Spoilers, we need to go into spoilers.
Yes.
Okay. So, how about that Vecna, huh?
What's it?
Oh
It's
my
that.
gosh.
Okay, so that ending with the spoilers.
Yes.
Go watch it. Spoilers. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm yelling at you because I don't want you to listen to this. Because that, oh my God, what a fantastic ending! That dude, that kid you thought was helping 11, is whoa!
Did not see that coming.
All the way back to when he was a kid in that house.
I'm so mad that somebody online spoiled that one for me.
Oh, those jerks.
Yeah.
That's what happened. It's too popular.
It is.
If you don't watch something like, I mean, I got spoiled with Obi-Wan too, which I won't go into detail, but the 5th episode was everywhere, and you know what scene.
The 5th episode.
I was like, why? It literally just dropped last night. Why are you doing this?
I know. Don't spoil things for people. It's horrible.
No. Yeah.
Anyways,
100% agree.
Go ahead, Shannon. I cut you off.
Oh, so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The spoiler, like the ending with Vecna, that was really cool.
Yeah.
There's so many spoilers. I don't even know. I want Steve Harrington and Nancy together immediately. They're such a good couple.
Who's Nancy?
Nancy's the Nancy Drew, like the
Uma Thurman's daughter?
No, the other girl, the other teenage girl.
But she's
the reporter, the journalist.
She's with the reporter journalist.
Yeah, he's boring. He's so
okay.
Boring. He has no personality, and he needs to get with Steve Harrington. He's amazing.
I think Steve's dead. I'm just gonna be honest.
They better
at least 3 or 4
Steve.
characters are dying. I don't know who, but there's deaths coming hard. That's all I know.
I don't know. They might do an interesting twist on this. I don't know.
I think 11 needs to die. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
What?
I think 11.
No,
I think the person that needs to die by the end of the season, because we've been following 11, really the main person.
Yeah.
And she has to sacrifice herself to prevent
save the rest.
To basically prevent the Upside Down to ever being existing again. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I just have weird conspiracies in my head right now.
Oh, can we talk about how sad 11 was about her dad and her school project? And oh my gosh, it killed me. No. Oh, that part.
I mean, I like the skating part. That place was good.
Skating part
I was like, oh, okay, we're getting all right.
I was like, oh, this is.
I was like, yeah, she kind of deserved that. Not to that level. I think, you shouldn't break her forehead open.
I feel like that was a perfect example though of you do something out of anger and then afterwards you realize you went way too far, because you don't think in the moment. And
it plays really well with the background of where 11 is going to with the girl, because it sets. I hate when they do this. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when you set up the first episode or movie where it's they showed 11 murdering all the kids, and then at the end, no, it wasn't 11. It was this guy.
So then they do that,
So you're saying that Stranger Things did the same thing, but not good.
They did a terrible job of it because they changed things in it. They were supposedly showing it from a different perspective, but they actually changed it.
Okay.
And I'm just I don't like when you do that.
Yeah, because why wouldn't 11 remember doing that to him? Why is she thinking she killed all the kids?
I could understand her somehow forgetting all of that, but what I didn't like was the fact that his dad somehow remembered it differently.
Yeah.
But she
was
the one who did it. She was the one who threw him backwards and then created the portal in the first place. She threw him against the wall. She killed him, and then his soul, whatever you want to call it, got sucked into.
The only explanation I can think of for this is that somehow these people's memories have been altered by somebody.
But see, that's a huge plot hole.
Exactly.
Because why would 11 think she killed all the kids when it was obvious he did and she had to kill him? Why is she oh, that's right. That's what I'm how did you forget?
But then also the dad thought everyone in his family was dead.
Yeah.
Somehow he didn't remember picking his son up and saving him. Like, what? Or thinking that he saved him.
Interesting.
Like, there were some serious plot holes in that.
Wait, I didn't
like
actually
that.
learn what happened after the house. After the boy killed his mom, and then his family, and then left his dad.
Supposedly he passed out.
But he
And
didn't
then
die,
his
right?
dad, he didn't die. His
And then
dad.
the music played.
Well, the thing was is that he meant to kill his dad too,
Oh.
supposedly. But his dad wakes up out of this like nightmarish dream because of the music. Supposedly, once again, like another plot hole.
And why didn't they
And-
say that why didn't they say his son is still alive? Like, how does that? You're right. It doesn't connect.
There's too many plot holes in it. It's like somebody had to be altering memories or something. But even that seems like a stretch. So like that part kind of annoyed me.
No, I know.
I really liked what they were doing with everything else, but like that change of perspective where it didn't add up annoys me.
I think they were trying to go for the shock and awe from the audience, and when you try to pull that, you're gonna have
You got to do it
plot
right
holes.
though. You got to do it right.
Because that's what happened with Star Wars Episode
possible.
5. Like, I remember, not to go into spoilers too much with that, but like something like that happened in Episode 5 of Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Like, where they changed the perspective, but then like that doesn't. You know what I'm talking about? The scene
I know
at the
exactly
end, like,
what you're talking.
Like, how did she not know? It was weird. Like, how? Like, what? Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like a big, like, you're going for the big shock reveal, but you're not really.
You're like, something doesn't add up about that.
No,
well, we're not done with the show yet.
That's what I was just about to say. I was
yeah.
like, maybe there's an explanation coming.
There might be.
July 4th weekend when they drop the next half of the season.
I wouldn't be surprised.
By the way, the last episode is 3 hours long. That's how long the last episode is. Each episode is like one hour or more, and then the last episode of Stranger Things is like over 2 hours.
I
so
love
just
that. That's awesome.
like,
That's gonna be amazing.
That's gonna be amazing, right?
Yeah.
We can talk more about that because right now we're just kind of like, well, like either they fucked up.
So.
Sorry, I can't swear. Either they messed up, or there's an explanation coming that we haven't gone to in the second part. So we'll wait for that. If you guys have seen Stranger Things, which you have, you've been emailing us like crazy, let us know your thoughts. We think it's great. I think all of us agree. It's probably the best season so far.
Absolutely.
We can't wait to watch it. Forget some things didn't work, but that's not too big of a deal. We're gonna now move on. Shannon, lead us the way.
All right, guys. So now it's time to go into Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. The new movie is called Lightyear.
No, it's called Buzz Lightyear, isn't it?
I think it's just called Lightyear.
No, I think it is Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, Buzz
I thought
Lightyear?
I thought it
Okay.
was.
I hope
just
they call it Buzz Lightyear. Wow,
I
that's
thought
weird.
it was called just Lightyear, but
I think it's just Lightyear.
Really?
Yeah, and
Originally, I
it
thought
is light years away from the.
oh, you're right. It is Lightyear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
it's
weird.
Lightyear.
I just assumed it was called Buzz Lightyear because that's what I just assumed, I guess, maybe.
Well, since it's for kids, they had to remove the Buzz.
Is it though? Is it for kids? Is it? Because moms will tell you,
No,
they are not allowed to watch the children. I'm going to blow Shannon's ear if I
yeah.
keep talking that loud in that squeaky
What's
voice.
interesting though, it wasn't
It
just.
was totally just for kids.
Well,
I'm sorry.
one of my friends nicknamed this movie Buzzkill because nobody saw it. Nobody seemed to be excited about it. And what was interesting? What's interesting is like, no, it wasn't just the woke moms. Like there was nobody in the theaters. It wasn't like just the Christian moms didn't go see it.
Yeah.
Or like only the woke moms didn't go see. Like there was nobody in the theaters for your movie. For my showing, was there anybody at yours?
I think there were maybe 2 couples.
You
No,
know,
no, no. You know what?
yeah.
Actually, I can't say that. There was an entire mom and family.
Yeah, we had one
Like-
family in our. When me and
Maybe
Stephanie
there
came
might have
in,
been 2 whole
had the
families.
same thing.
For a new
But-
Pixar movie, that's unheard of.
You know what it is, and I did the research a little bit before coming tonight, and they said this is how Bob Chapek, the new CEO of Disney, he's just horrible. Everybody hates him.
Yeah, everybody's mad at Disney
Like,
right now. They don't want to give them their money.
Yeah, like the Black Widow controversy, they weren't going to pay Scarlett Johansson the money she was owed.
Yeah.
Pixar is really angry. Like Pixar,
I thought
Actually,
they had
furious.
just
Furious
swapped
with
out
them.
CEOs like within the past month, though.
who?
I thought they had just swapped out CEOs
No,
within
no,
the
no,
past month. I
They-
was pretty sure there was There was an article going around about
there was a guy.
Somebody got swapped out. And
yes, the guy who the Disney was trying to move up to take the CFO CEO position of Disney. CEO of Disney fired him so that he couldn't have his position. It's crazy. It's crazy. Whoa. It's bananas what's going on over there. So I learned Pixar is really upset. So is Disney. So you got to remember, guys. Like one of the biggest reasons the box office is not doing well, and I think this cracked the code. We are so tuned into the fact that, oh, I don't need to see it. It's going to be on Disney Plus in like a week.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what's happened. Luca turning red.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
I'll be perfectly honest, though. Luca wasn't, like, phenomenal. So it going to Disney Plus, I don't want to say it, but I'll say it. It deserved to be going to Disney Plus.
Okay, but what I'm saying is but see here's
Pixar movies.
But you got to remember those Disney movies, those Pixar movies. Pixar wanted to release them in theaters, and Bob Chapek, the CEO of Disney, said no. But now you program the audience to believe that every Pixar movie is just going to be on Disney Plus. Of course, they're not going to go see it.
Yeah,
that's how audience. You can't program that in them. They did that with Disney movies. They did that recently with Marvel movies. Like Black Widow came out like a week right after it was released in theaters.
Yeah.
Disney has a huge issue with how they are talking to their audience.
Yeah.
I think HBO Max honestly did it the best. Every movie that has been released this year, like the Batman and things like that, they've said that they'll drop it like a month and a half to 2 months later.
Yeah.
And people have kind of caught on to that. They're like, okay, if I want to see Batman or one of these,
not see spoilers.
Right.
That's the only motivating thing to go to the theaters right now is because otherwise you're going to see spoilers.
And there's some really good twists in Buzz Lightyear that I think people would enjoy. Why don't you give your review first, because you're a Disney person. So you go first and then we'll jump from your review.
Okay, so let's start with a spoiler-free real quick here.
Okay.
This movie's going to be hard to talk about. It's a weird movie for me because it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie by any means. But did it get me excited about Buzz Lightyear that I know from Toy Story? Not at all. Did it feel like the Buzz Lightyear that I know from Toy Story? Not at all. Do I think they could have made this about a generic astronaut and it would have been a much better movie? Yes. Should it have been about Buzz Lightyear? No. Like, it's a weird movie. They're telling us at the beginning of the movie that this movie is what got Andy excited about buying
I was going to say, I was like, no.
There's no way.
No way.
There's no way.
Star Wars, yes, but this movie is geared towards adults like WALL-E.
Yeah, this is like Interstellar for children.
Not even children. Like, I don't think a lot of kids will pick up a lot of the adult themes. No, they're not going to get it.
Like, this movie is a buzzkill. Like, there's a lot of sad, dark stuff in this movie. Not to say that it's bad or that it's poorly done. Like, that's some of my favorite things about Pixar is that they can make you feel things that other movies just can't.
Again,
but this is not a movie that 5-year-old Andy wanted to watch and then go buy an action figure.
Yeah, no way. No way.
No way.
I think that the thing is, what they should have done is, in the beginning when it started with saying, it's not really a spoiler, so go with it. This Andy saw this movie in theaters, and that's the reason he bought the toy.
They shouldn't have
That was a terrible thing to start with.
Yeah, if they had just taken that out and said, we're making a Buzz Lightyear movie, nobody would have cared. But because you said that, you're planting in the idea that kids saw this movie back in the 90s,
and it doesn't make any sense. Like, this animation didn't exist in the 90s. Like, is it supposed to be based on a real person and it was animated? It doesn't make any sense. It's not even
close to the animation of Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story.
From Toy Story, exactly.
Like, it's way beyond that, and you couldn't even argue that this was like a live action version in '95.
Yeah.
Even the things they show in it are far too advanced for a
1995.
live action back then.
Yeah, I think they shot them in the foot because they wanted to connect it somehow to the Toy Story franchise, which honestly, that's not how you made like watching the movie. They should have been like, wait, this makes no sense. Why this should be? We should just say we're making another franchise. A spin-off. That's all you have to say. A spin-off to Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Without any connection to Toy Story.
Here's the thing that's infuriating. They already did it right with the Buzz Lightyear cartoon back in the 90s.
I haven't seen it.
There's a Buzz Lightyear cartoon. It's not great, but it's a Buzz Lightyear cartoon.
I bet the movie's better than the Buzz Lightyear cartoon.
No, but I'm saying the concept is correct.
Okay.
What we should have is an action figure cartoon that got Andy excited about buying an action figure toy. This is a superhero guy who flies around and shoots bad guys with his laser. That's what 5-year-old boys want to go buy a toy of, not sad, depressed.
Wait, Buzz never flew in this movie. You're right.
He flew at the very end. At the very end, he let his arms go out.
It was a nostalgia pull again.
Yeah.
I think I was checked out by that point.
Exactly. Like, no 5-year-old boy goes and watches Buzz Lightyear saves the lesbians and cries for 3 hours, and then goes, "I want to buy the action figure." It just doesn't happen.
Though Buzz Lightyear is saving lesbians, I'm all about that.
Listen, I'm just saying that Andy wouldn't have been in 1995.
No,
it wouldn't have been his thing.
And that's the thing. Like that opening title was just so stupid. If they had just taken that out and not even acknowledge it,
right,
nobody would have cared. But like, okay, you're making another Buzz Lightyear. We don't like it's Tim Allen, but it's a different Buzz Lightyear. Okay, that makes sense.
That would have made perfect sense.
This was a good idea for a movie. It's an interesting concept, and I think that if they had just made it like a generic astronaut movie, and made it a separate Pixar movie and made it its own thing, it could have been really interesting. Do you have any non-spoiler thoughts on Buzz Lightyear?
I have a lot of thoughts. It's not a kid's movie. That's my... Look, guys, don't take your fan. I love this movie. I think it's great. Like, there's a lot of really good philosophical questions.
Yeah.
There's some things about being a man, somebody who thinks he has to be in like a space ranger or like a military person, and what it means to be that person, and how that can actually hurt you and harm you if you continue to go down this path where like you have to fix and do everything correctly. There's some really good message in Buzz Lightyear that I was profoundly like taken aback by. Like, I'm like, this is a really good movie.
There's some really good stuff in here,
And I loved everything. I didn't know where the story was honestly even going, and everything was great. I'm glad they didn't show a lot of those things in the trailer, because the story here is absolutely fantastic. It's not for kids. It's like watching Up or WALL-E.
Yeah.
It's not really, like Ratatouille or one of those like really, like it's not really. I think it's more geared towards teenagers and like adults.
There's a lot more sitting around discussing like serious ideas in this movie than there is Buzz Lightyear flying around shooting things with his laser.
Right. Sure. And I don't know if that really works in this movie, because I think they should have made it like a Bug's Life, Cars, Luca, Monsters Inc. But they decided to go in this like weird like WALL-E, like deep philosophical story about humanity.
Everybody knows WALL-E is an adult movie.
By the way, I love seeing, I don't know if you caught it, but me and Stephanie were like, we saw Eva and WALL-E holding hands in the background.
What?
In one of the scenes.
I did not see it.
I was like, notice!
Really?
Yes, it was so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like, because they had like all those like robots in the background like doing stuff.
Yeah.
You saw WALL-E and Eva holding hands and drive by.
I wonder where they put the Pizza Planet truck, because I was looking for it.
Oh, you know what? That's a good question.
They always have the Pizza Planet truck.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody would catch on to like... Actually, I'm gonna say
probably on the base somewhere.
I'm gonna finish my review with it's a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't think kids should see it. I don't think Andy would have been a huge fan of this movie.
No,
if it's if you're trying to convince us as the audience, Andy bought the toy and it became like a huge thing because of this movie, I'm not buying it.
No. But
I'm buying that this is a really good movie and a great film, in fact.
Yeah, it's like I recommend it if you're over 18.
Well, no, 12. I would say 12.
Okay.
I think like teenagers past a certain age, like 13, 14, 12,
teenagers are going to be like, oh, Toy Story, like, I'm too cool for that.
Well, I think that's why it's working for me. Because, Toy Story is 3 decades old now, right? Like, I don't know how many kids even feel connected to...
We were into Toy Story as teenagers.
Right, but we were kids,
our nostalgia.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not their... I don't think it's their nostalgia.
Right. I was expecting this movie to be like Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, Monsters Inc., like you're saying.
Let's go on a fun adventure and make friends along the way.
Yeah.
And it is some of that. But, yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Oh, sorry.
So
yeah, go ahead, George.
All right, I gotta say, I don't think this hit on either level. Like, I don't think this movie was a good movie, but I don't think it connects with adults or with kids.
Okay.
Really? No,
really.
I think
like,
a lot of...
I'll bring up some things and spoilers regarding that.
Okay.
But, this, like, to me, this movie felt like Buzz Lightyear into the Lightyear verse. Like this felt like it was obviously like a different version of Buzz Lightyear, like you guys were saying. Like this had nothing to do with the Tim Allen version of Buzz Lightyear. This was like a completely different Buzz Lightyear. It was an interesting concept. I had some issues with some plot holes we'll go into later, but good movie. Not like Buzz Lightyear.
It's not gonna be your like favorite movie of the year.
Oh, by no means.
Remember in Toy Story 2 where it starts off and it's a Buzz Lightyear cartoon? That's what I wanted.
Well, I thought that's where it was going.
Yeah.
I know.
Because when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, they're gonna do some cool things with the idea of space travel, which I'm all about it. I loved Interstellar. I love sci-fi, deep sci-fi movies. Yeah. But hey, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna say watch it if you're an adult. I think you'll love it.
Meh. If you're really into Pixar and you have to see every Pixar movie, then watch it.
If you want an interesting movie, but you might debate later, watch it.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now heading to our spoiler discussion.
Why the heck was he Zurg? Why was he inside the Zurg suit? I was so mad. I didn't want that.
Again, it goes back to that entire, like, even when that happened, I was like, that's cool. Andy wouldn't.
No, I don't want that.
Absolutely
not. I didn't want that. I wanted Emperor Zurg to be just a bad guy. I just wanted.
Well, he was the bad guy.
Yeah, but no, he was like this philosophically deep other version of Buzz that we can relate to.
I would almost say
I want an actual bad guy.
He was Buzz, but he was Buzz before he got philosophical. Like he had no concept of anything other than the mission. And at that point, I feel like he had abandoned his original mission.
Yeah,
and he was set out to go and essentially make a new mission that fixed his old mission.
Right. And I think that's where the movie is really like flying, like doing perfect. Like the story is so good when it focuses on him. Like you see the scene where he's like, I don't want to work with a rookie. I don't need anybody. I messed this up. I need to fix it.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a life on that planet.
Yeah.
Like he misses out on his best friend, like having a kid and graduating because he keeps trying over and over. Like all that stuff is like so good. I was so into it. I love the back and forth between the old Buzz Lightyear and where that leads when you're not actually connected to, like, because the younger Buzz Lightyear is like, but then her daughter gets erased. And like all the people in their lives gets erased. Like that is not the solution anymore. That solution is gone. But he's like, who cares? They won't exist anymore. They won't remember. I loved all that.
The thing is that they're both right, and I couldn't pick one to.
I'm totally picking with the younger Buzz Lightyear. He is 100. If somebody came back in time and you got married and had kids, but they're tell you like, you know what, Shannon, we're gonna erase where you never meet your husband and never have those kids again. Like Wanda.
I feel like this brings up like a bigger philosophical discussion that almost goes political because like then you have the whole concept of future people, which that immediately goes political. And how's
that political? I don't understand.
I don't want to bring it up in movie reviews.
Yeah, it was
like
too intense
it's too political to bring up in movie reviews.
Okay, but just say what you're trying to say though, at least, so people know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying,
abortion.
It almost goes against like being
if you abort a baby, then you're killing all the potential that they have.
Exactly, which that would almost be the same as this movie. Like I
didn't take it that deep.
I didn't either, but now that you say it, makes sense.
It's like it doesn't. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, I think most people agree. Abortion rights only come to if somebody got raped, right, or something horrible happened to them, or like. But that's if they can figure out like there's something like if they're gonna have Down syndrome.
But in the context of this movie.
In the context of this movie, it kind of goes back to.
I mean,
it almost goes back to Eternals, like. You have the potential to create new worlds. And what did they do in that one? That one, they actually stopped it. Why? Because it was before that stage. But now suddenly So like that was fine to stop it if it was before the stage of actually creating it. But once you're past the stage, then
honestly, because
you can't.
Honestly, because you said that, I love the movie even more now. I'll be honest. That's a really interesting concept.
It's really weird. It's very deep, but at the same time, like when I look at the actual movie itself, the plot holes were so big.
Okay, I always miss plot holes because I just suspend disbelief. So what plot holes
I tried
did you?
to, but it never works.
What plot holes did you find?
Okay, so there were some plot holes in regards to Buzz Lightyear obviously becoming Zurg, which that was weird
to me.
It was
where
too strange. Where
did he find a bunch of robot parts, and where did
I like that they wanted to like make him essentially kind of fight against himself, but I don't think that was
the way to do it. Was not in Zurg. No,
like I think they did it that way just because they were trying to avoid
shock everybody.
No. It's because it's that particular method has already been like rehashed so many times in sci-fi that they're like, well, we gotta make him the villain. Like we can't have him literally just go Buzz Lightyear against Buzz Lightyear. That just wouldn't make sense.
Disney like doesn't allow villains anymore, even though all their villains are one of their most.
Well, he still died. He was still needed to be killed off.
He didn't die.
Yes, he did. They blew up the ship.
He didn't die.
Yes, he did.
Where
they
did he
blew
go?
up
Third after credit scene. He didn't
did
die.
you not see the third after credit scene?
I didn't even see.
There
other...
were 3 after credit scenes.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
okay, tell me what happened.
If you want to complain about something, complain about that.
Okay, tell me what happened because I didn't stay.
3 after credit scenes.
Why is there ending credits into Pixar? Okay, so tell me what happened. What did I miss?
Okay, first after credit scene. He's sitting at the one commander, the new commander after Hawthorne.
Oh, Hawthorne's grandson, the black guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
But that's his grandson.
The black guy, yeah.
The black guy, that's his grandson. That's a little kid that...
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, it's not.
It's not.
Oh, that's right. The girl is. The girl that looks like...
The girl is the granddaughter.
Oh my god.
But no, that guy has nothing to do with...
Anyway, the guy that wanted a laser shield.
Basically, he got the laser shield. One of those bugs comes flying, and like, it just, dissipates in the laser shield, and he's like...
well, that's shield. Funny. I do want to see that now.
That was
kind
of
actually really cute.
Okay.
The second after credit scene was the robots over there still describing different alternate ways to get to that one point. Okay. Nobody's around, right?
The map robot
scene. He's still like
going on and on and on.
And then he's like, and for a more direct route, just go this way. And then he's like, any questions? And there's nobody around.
Okay.
Like that was almost a forgettable one. Then of course the third after credit scene, because you gotta wait for
you gotta do the Marvel thing
credits.
now. Yeah.
I mean, like absolutely every single credit. I mean, like they even had the Disney logo, and then the after credit scene.
It was worse than the Spider-Man after credit scene.
Yeah. But yeah, so for that it was
Spider-Man
literally like the Zurg. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
you got it.
Suit,
the Zurg suit is starting to power back up in
the middle of space, floating around in space.
Oh, so he got, even though it blew up, he didn't.
Alive.
He was flying in
space.
He's
still alive. He's gonna come back. They're gonna do a sequel.
Oh, that makes me excited. Actually,
really?
Are you kidding?
No.
Without the whole Andy connection, without the Andy connection, I think it's just a really great sci-fi movie. Can I just say, I want socks. I want socks. The cat right now. If it was existed, I'd pay $1,000 right now and buy it.
Sure, you can go buy it at Disney World.
No, I want that socks.
Yeah,
I want that socks. It's like, he's gonna tranquilize me.
That's another plot hole.
I got you 5 minutes.
I hate to say it, but that is another plot hole. Why would he just destroy socks after 60 years?
He didn't destroy socks.
The
old socks did, yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying. He saved him all these times. He saved socks all these times. Yet he just goes and destroys socks.
Because he goes against the mission that he's trying to make. Yes. He's been wasting his entire life.
He still was saving socks even when socks wasn't necessarily helping with his mission. So why would he then just go and destroy socks?
Yes, socks was helping with his mission, remember? But the old socks was. Before he turned on him and he said, like, I like you, I missed you. He did say that.
That seemed like it was still a plot hole.
No. He made it very clear, I'll kill myself. Yeah, like he said, it doesn't matter what I do, as far as I'm concerned, even if I have to die, because I was actually listening to their back and forth very carefully. And he said, if I have to kill you and anyone else that gets in my way, then because it won't matter, because none of this will exist. So as far as I'm concerned, everyone is replaceable with what he's trying to accomplish, because his thing is he goes back in time, he becomes young Buzz Lightyear, except they don't crash land on the planet. They get off, or they don't even land on it. Remember?
But then there's also the issue of, okay, so it took Sox, 62 years to figure out the formula, right?
Yeah. Makes sense, yeah.
Okay. So suddenly they accidentally destroyed that particular thing for making the formula, and that's it. Like, the old Sox didn't find a way to recompute it.
All the stuff was on the planet.
All of the robots in the future never found a way to make a new hyperspace crystal all these years later.
It sounds like the only person that figured out that technology was on that planet, and when he flew away as far away as he could, he just came to a planet that just had robots, but they didn't have the ability to go back in time or go to that level of speed. So he couldn't really make it there because of those reasons. All the material that he needed was back on the stranded planet. And what he tried to do was basically take that ship over, make the robots work for them, and make sure he doesn't fail by invading the planet and doing everything that he did.
So he said he borrowed the ship.
Yes, he didn't borrow the ship. He didn't borrow it. He
stole it, obviously.
He stole it, yeah.
But who did he steal it from? Like, Zurg was...
Well, they said he went to a planet with AI intelligence like robots, and he gained their trust, but in the end he just ended up borrowing it. But what he
didn't like, I don't think he went to a planet, though.
Yes, he did. You saw the planet. You saw the planet where he showed up at before he stole the ship. He said the ship...
I thought it was the same planet.
No. No. That was he said he flew as far away as he could with the quantum technology he had. He just pressed the button, and he was like, I'll find a solution out there somewhere. And he went as far away as he could until it ran out of energy, and he ended up at the Zurg planet. And that's when he came up with the plan to figure out a way to come back the way he came and like retry it. That's what happened.
Another thing too was he couldn't have launched the way he did. That was another plot hole.
Launch? What do you mean?
He just launched in the middle of the forest. Like, literally, there were trees in front of him. He barely stopped.
Oh, that's just because it's a movie and they don't do physics like that. No, I know, but that's nitpicking.
No, that's not even nitpicking. It's
a kids movie.
He literally had to have a launch pad the first time he took off.
It is kind of nitpicking.
Like, he had to have a launch pad to go into space the first time.
I mean, if it bugs you, it bugs you, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just think I love the side characters. I love Taika Waititi as the pen guy.
I do love Taika Waititi. I think he worked a lot on this movie.
I love him as Korg in Thor. You really need to see Thor 3. You really need to see Thor 3. God, it's so good.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Is it Taika Waititi?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I love Jojo Rabbit. So
Jeff Goldblum scenes are so funny. You know what? Here's what I'll do, Shannon. I'm gonna come over, and you, me, and Rob, or whoever you want to invite. It can just be us two if you want, because George is not gonna be here. We're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna experience Thor 3 with you.
Yes, let's do it.
And then we can go see Thor 4, because I think it's the same. It's Taika Waititi who wrote the Hitler movie. You know, he does a lot of comedy.
Oh, I love Jojo Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
He was Hitler, wasn't he?
Yes. But he's what we do in the shadows. Oh my God! If you guys haven't seen, he wrote and directed the movie and TV show. Yeah, so funny.
Hilarious. He's an energy vampire.
I love the Super Bowl episode. It's like, are you going to the what did he call it? Not the Super Bowl. They kept calling it. Are you guys going to the Soup Bowl or something? I don't know. It's basically a bunch of vampires who like
But in
wake
modern
up
day.
in modern day, who wake up modern day, and they don't know how anything works. But they're not evil. They're just really goofy and funny.
And one of them's an energy vampire.
Yes.
So he works in an office all day, and he just sucks people's energy out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he'll just go up and be like, "So how was your day?
Yeah.
Are you filing those cabinets okay?" And like oh my gosh, like sucks everyone's, and the people start falling asleep at their desk, and he's like so happy about it.
That sounds hilarious.
Oh man, I need to rewatch everything.
it's a great
Anyways, we're getting
show.
distracted, but shoot, how did we even get to this?
Buzz Lightyear.
What were
Taika
we talking?
Waititi's character.
Oh yeah, his little
yeah.
pen character. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
and like, oh, we're rookies, and like, I love the criminal lady. It's like, what did you get in trouble for again? Stealing weapons or bombs or something?
stealing an aircraft.
Stealing an aircraft.
And that's why
Okay.
that's why he like
Guys.
suddenly looks over. He's like, well, I'm sure you know.
Oh, who among us
Pretty
hasn't
much,
done that?
yeah. Who among us
Yeah.
hasn't?
Yeah.
hasn't
The
you
movie
know?
takes about 30 minutes to really pick up, but when he finally goes to that jump and comes back, like where she passed away and he has a she has a granddaughter, that's when the movie really, I think, like, is fires in all cylinders. All those Disney Pixar characters are there, and they're all, you know, it's just and like the heart moments between, like, I love when he looks at him. He's like, oh, like, you know, cheer him up, make him feel better. It's like, mistakes happen, and she just glares at Buzz Lightyear, and he's like, you know, when I was first in the training for Space Ranger, I couldn't do anything right. There's so many golden moments in that movie.
Yeah.
That was like, wow. Like the moment where they needed to get something, but then he's like, wait for my timing, and she does it too early, and she presses it, and he's just like on the ground, like completely devastated. And she comes up to him and she's like, I'm sorry, it was just a mistake.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not just a mistake, we lost our hope, right?
Yeah.
Like all of that character stuff, and like him having to trust people, trust that team even though they're rookies. All that stuff was so like heartfelt. And Stephanie and I were saying, like, the second half is like another level, next level movie, and it has a lot of deep philosophical questions.
It does.
What it means to be a man. And I love stories like this, because I think for a long time we see so many, I know this is way off topic, but just go with me for a second. Like you see school shootings and you see all these horrible things that we see, like, that's happening. I think boys need to be taught that it's okay to not get everything right.
Yeah.
You don't have to pretend like you have everything figured out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to like trust other people and let them in because you need help.
Yeah.
And that scene was so pivotal to little boys, where Buzz Lightyear is like, I need your help. I need you to fly from that part of the port, and I need you to come here. And she's like, but I'm scared of space.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then when Buzz like, I need you, I need your help, and she's like, I have to do this because Buzz Lightyear needs me.
That was great.
Like that stuff, like
and Buzz Lightyear cries in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
Cries with tears. I was like, whoa, this is good stuff here.
I mean, and you know, like even when he comes back to the empty office and she has the last message that, you know, you're still flying and trying to fix this, but I've gotten old and I've moved on. That scene reminded me of Up. Yeah, like that scene really hit like and like everything about this movie is so great if you just take out all the stupid things that they did, that everything else is going on. I think they could have really...
They shouldn't have tied it to Buzz Lightyear.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying. It shouldn't have been Buzz Lightyear. It should have just been a generic astronaut movie, and it would have been so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have been like Pixar's Interstellar for kids, and it would have been great.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think we talked. Are you feeling like you got everything out on your side?
I think so, yeah.
George really was passionate about the things that he made him upset about this movie for Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Zurg.
All right, guys. We'll have Stranger Things season part 4, part 2, whatever it's called now. I don't even know.
Season 4, part 2, I think.
Yeah, we'll do a review after we've all had time to come back. You're in Tennessee. You got plans, you said too, and I'll be out of town for Stephanie's birthday.
July 3rd's my birthday.
July 5th is Stephanie's.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, we'll take a little bit of a break there, and we'll do Thor. We're doing Thor Ragnarok, Minions. We gotta do Minions. I have to see Minions.
We didn't think you were gonna want to see it.
Well, I didn't either. And then me and George were sitting in the theater and it was like the greatest trailer ever made.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm 100% sold on
this trailer now.
You know what?
So good.
You know what I'm shocked about?
Yeah.
You know, Steven?
Yeah, of course I know Steve.
Well, okay. Well,
no, I have no idea the person that came to my birthday party.
I knew it. I knew it. So he actually wants to see it too. So
that trailer
I was kind of shocked that he actually wanted to see it, but he's like, yeah, I think this is actually going to be cool with like young Gru. Because he was like, I didn't like the previous Minions one because it didn't have Gru. And like, I think he has a point about that.
I think it totally missed the point of what the Minions movie was.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, this is what the Minions movie should be.
It missed the point of what the Minions were almost.
Like, yes. It was so...
Minion movie.
The first Minion movie was forgettable. It was like, it was,
oh my God.
It was really forgettable.
Yes, but we'll see. But we'll do Nope because that trailer was awesome. I think.
Nope looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Nope.
Yeah, so we'll do Thor Ragnarok after July 4th. We'll do a little bit of a break.
Nope is like end of July.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's perfect because we get more chances to see it between Thor 4, Minions, and then Nope, right? So that gives us more space.
And then we
can
watch some TV shows during that time and.
Yeah.
You know,
all right,
if we need filler.
All right, guys, we got to go. I have to pee. Shannon needs to get inside. So we've talked a lot. If you guys have seen Buzz Lightyear, do you agree with us? Do you disagree? What were your thoughts about Buzz Lightyear?
We'd like to know.
We'd like to know. Yeah.
Right.
Check out our reviews later on. Happy 4th of July if you're in America. Happy summer if you're somewhere else. I don't know. All right, take care, guys. Bye.